Pierre Poilievre was due to have an interview with Travis Donraj, a former CBC employee, but apparently he was banned. You gotta check this out. So this is from an interview that was done on the Can't Be Censored podcast with Travis Donraj and Carmen Wong. It's a very good podcast. You should check out this interview. I definitely recommend that for you. And this is a clip reposted by Jinglei He. Former CBC host Travis Donraj reveals that CBC banned Pierre Poilievre from appearing on the network and didn't allow him to interview conservative voices. The CBC receives multiple billions of dollars of taxpayer money from the Liberals each year, and this is what they do. Shocking, right? Like, wow, the Liberals are censoring people? No way. But there's a clip here we're going to have a look at now. Before we do get into it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that for me. So, let's take a look, and then we'll talk about it after like usual.
Do you think that outlets lean one way or the other?
Yes.
Yes.
And they all know that, and you know that.
I mean, I do know that. But I mean...
You worked for CBC, am I wrong?
Well, I did. Apparently, I still do. I haven't read the paper to see if I'm still employed.
Wait. So there's an update here. I didn't see this. When this episode was filmed, CBC was still claiming I was a unionized employee. They have since processed my resignation nearly 3 months after it was submitted. When the next time you hear a Liberal talk about professionalism and decorum or any of those bullshit words that you hear from them that they have none of, just remember this situation, okay?
Probably won't be after this interview.
After this airs, probably not. But, I mean, part of the reason we did the show is to push past kind of gatekeeping. I did live it at CBC. I was told to keep quiet, not rock the boat. I mean, I was not even able to request an interview with you.
Wow.
I wanted to have you on my show. I was not able to do that. But what's your take on the state of our public broadcaster right now?
I think, it's as you describe it. They have an ideological objective, and they carry it out every day. And but you described it very clearly in your comments after you. So have you left, or so I'm not misstating the facts?
I think that they have a story on their website with my resignation letter. But apparently,
well, before you resigned, you described how CBC operated, and I think your assessment is accurate.
Yeah, it is accurate. This is the same company who has a crying room, by the way, and no, that's not a joke. They have a special little room where if your little feelings get hurt, you can go in there and cry. Oh, man. I mean, some people think that Canada's a serious country. And then there's people who can look at things in a realistic type of way and understand that not only is this a media company, again, so-called professional company, this is media funded by the government, not from their own money, from our money. And then they censor political voices so that we don't hear what Pierre Poilievre has to say. Not when I say we, I don't necessarily mean you and I, the content creator and the YouTube listeners. Of course, my followers, you guys watch other outlets, so you're going to hear Pierre Poilievre speak. But a lot of people, especially older people, and again, I know a lot of you are boomers, just like I know, a lot of your peers watch CBC, CTV, Global. And they've obviously been heavily influenced to vote Liberal. And one of the reasons they have been is because they don't talk to conservatives. Especially a guy like Pierre Poilievre, who is the leader of the official opposition, which is the Conservative Party of Canada right now. And they don't want people to hear him talk. Now, technically, is that like an illegal thing to do? No, it's their station. It's their network. It's their platform. But that's clearly going to manipulate and mislead people to vote Liberal. That's why the government shouldn't be funding media, because it's not media at that point, it's just propaganda. Or it's censorship. They banned Pierre Poilievre from having an interview. Why? Because he's challenging the liberal establishment. And I know there's a lot of people, I see in my comments, oh, Pierre's just like the rest of them, and you're upset with the ostrich situation. Look, I don't know a whole lot about that. I've seen the ostrich thing. I get why people are upset, but listen to Jasmine Lane and Wyatt Claypool on this one. They've explained it pretty well. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves on something like that. Just, you don't believe me? Good, don't. Go check out their videos, check out their explanation. There's a lot of people who won't ever vote conservative because he's not conservative enough. He's conservative enough on good issues, or top issues like crime, like affordability. For example, I think that even if nothing else changed, but we had a more affordable, safe country to live in, that's a huge win. So at least we could get that with Pierre Poilievre. And if it's a huge win for Canada to have him in so that he can, put criminals in jail and, get rid of some of the taxes and the inflation goes down and, you have a truly booming economy, then, at least things are better. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying those are the only issues we should focus on. But if you're going to say, hey, Pierre Poilievre is just like the rest of them, even though he's clearly better on some and a lot of, if not most of, key issues, not supporting him is hurting the country. Okay, when he gets in there and he starts fixing these issues, and you got a problem with his handling of a farm or of a specific case, or if you see like there's, you're concerned about censorship or whatever it might be, take it up with him then. But a lot of people, he's being censored and banned from a lot of, CTV had an interview with him, but CBC is a big station. They get a lot of or used to get a lot of viewers. But if they're censoring him, and you have the PPC bros turning on him, and even some of his supporters just turning over on him, not to say you can't call him out, but they're turning on him, and it's not election season. Again, it's okay to call out a leader if you don't like what he's doing. But also just understand, maybe there's a reason for him doing this. He has to be careful. You got swing voters to take care of. You got the fact that you're going to be censored and everyone's criticizing you from the left and the right. Like you can't just go off on some of these issues without truly thinking about it. And again, I don't think he's been perfect. I think there's some problems with his campaign, his advisory, not going on enough about immigration, etc., etc. But there's a lot of things that he has to hurdle to get to be prime minister, and we don't need to be adding on to those things. CBC is never going to allow him to speak. And if we just start throwing all these extra hurdles at him, it's going to be harder for him to be the prime minister that we need, because if people don't vote for him, obviously he can't get in. So I'm just saying that those are my 2 cents. I kind of got a little off topic there, but that's okay. But either way, let me know what you guys think. And again, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it helps grow the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll be back shortly with a new one.